As an iOS developer, the Vue lifecycle is one of the most important aspects to understand. In the previous video, we learned how to create our model using a class. In this video, we're going to take a walk through the Vue lifecycle. We're going to have a look at how we override methods, and then we're going to have a look at how we access the super methods of the methods being implemented by the parent Vue. Every time you open and close a Vue controller, it goes through various stages of a Vue lifecycle. These stages are important to understand, since they get called at different times and have different rules associated with them, which, if used incorrectly, can cause unexpected results in your application. As you can see at the top of this file, we have our class name. We also have this UI Vue controller. UI Vue controller is the base class for this Vue controller, or parent class. All of our lifecycle methods get called on the UI Vue controller, and are called irrespective of whether you redeclare them in your class. However, if you do want to access them, you can do so by beginning to type the names of the method within this area of your class. Let's go through each of the different stages. The first thing I'm going to do is just put a quick mark in here. Now let's have a look at stage 1. Stage 1 is comprised of two different methods. We have loadView. As you can see when I create this, it automatically creates the keyword override. This means it is overriding the method within the UI Vue controller. Another important part is the super, which calls the loadView method within the UI Vue controller. It's important that you put this in here, because if you miss this out, all of the functionality from the parent method is lost. The second one that we create within this area is the viewDidLoad. And again, I'm going to put super.viewDidLoad. This stage is called each time the Vue controller is created, and the main view that's on the Vue controller is about to be displayed. These will get called once in the Vue controller's lifecycle. Stage 2 is called each time the Vue controller is about to be displayed. Within this, there are 4 different areas. We have viewWillAppear, super.viewWillAppear, which is called each time the view is about to appear. We then have viewWillLayoutSubviews, and this is called each time the view is about to actually lay out all of the different views within our main view. We then have viewWillLayoutSubviews, which is called just before the subviews are all laid out. Then we have viewDidLayoutSubviews, which is called just after all of the subviews are laid out. And finally within here we have viewDidAppear, which is called just after our view appears on the main screen. We then have stage 3, and stage 3 is called each time the Vue controller is about to be hidden. Here we have viewWillDisappear, called just before the view disappears, and then we have viewDidDisappear, again called just after the view did disappear. And I'm going to copy and paste this into here. The final stage that we want to think about is actually whenever we start to go through different transitions. So this stage 4 is simply called each time our view changes our orientation, or whenever it goes through any kind of split screen mechanism. And this is the view will transition to size. And again, I'll call my view will transition to size and pass through each of the parameters that were passed through from the main Vue controller. I'm now going to create a quick print function. I'm going to create print, and I'm going to put in a very special function. This function here will actually print out the name of the function that comes in. So I can now go into each one of these, and I'm going to put this in all of them, so we can run this and have a look what happens in our console. So let's run it. When I go back to Xcode, I can see all of the methods called in the order that we needed them to be called. Knowing about these Vue lifecycles is very important to how you write your code. If you want something to happen whenever the view appears, you can do that within the viewDidAppear. However, if you only ever want it to be called once, you can do that within the viewDidLoad. So now we can understand how the Vue works with each step of the lifecycle within the Vue controller. In the next video, we're going to learn how we can hook up our user interface into our Vue controller.